hours. Like, I would want to do that for 8 hours.
Yeah, like we totally want to waste 8 hours for that.
Oh yeah, it'd be a long ass conversation.
Yeah. I just got a notification on my phone saying that you're preparing for live streaming with.
Let me see. I don't see it on my. It'll be so messed up for actually doing it. Well, it says we're live.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay.
So, you want to start?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start.
All right, you go first.
Oh, okay. So, for those who are wondering, what is this? Well, him and I talked for a while, and this is for those viewers on the Every. Kurt's Countdowns M, or his real name Chris. You go subscribe to him now. Let's start chatting. So, let's just start off shortly, like with the whole like fast food thing that you made for 2 minutes and then deleted.
Well, because you told me that I messed up the article where it came from. And a little side note, I want to talk about this real fast.
I made my own video. I made my own video on that because why not? And also I just felt like, okay, screw this. I was a little impatient while I was waiting for you to remake it, so I made it on time. And it's just like, okay, who cares how big the post? If they're not reporting something as big as that, as the North Korea thing, they're reporting him liking fast food. What's next? Tucker Carlson likes McDonald's?
Well, I just thought it was stupid and it was hilarious. And because they have nothing to report on. Like, they have nothing to actually say that's actually worth a fuck. So they just talk about anything that comes up, you know. Like I said in one of my other videos, like, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, CNN came out with, like, an article saying, you know, like, Trump is proven to be, like, anti-environment because he uses too much toilet paper.
Yeah, you said that I got twice in, like, two separate videos.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, your video about the cake protesters and Hillary Clinton releases a resistance movement. Screw her.
But I really want to talk real fast. My name, my YouTube name is Kirk's Countdowns, and I changed it. Like, I can't change it back because I changed it like the limit.
Yeah.
And I put in the M in there to see like what would happen, but when I put the M in there and change it, that was like my last time. So now it's like stuck, and I can like never change it again.
Oh well, I mean, it's okay with that name anyway.
But no, I used to do countdown videos. That's why I used to say, you know, Kirk's Countdown.
Yeah, it's funny how I got with that name. But wait, what was your name before you started doing countdowns?
Kirk Go Bang.
Okay, because I was wondering, like, with that name, then why did you have the Ariana Grande objectified?
Yeah, I did so much stuff with this channel. It's unreal.
Yeah, so I thought that first video was kind of clickbait because it doesn't really talk about Ariana Grande, but yes, it does talk about being objectified with those stupid females.
Oh, that was my first video. It was so cringy. Like,
yeah, especially that ending. Like, yeah, fuck off.
Yeah, it was like my my first video, and it's just gonna be the cringiest thing ever. 192 videos later. Yeah.
But the first videos are so crappy. That's how I feel a bit with my first video with my dad. But I'll still watch it. It's okay.
No, I dare not to watch my first video about Ariana Grande. I dare not to. I will not do it.
Well, at least I sort of got you into hearing it with the whole you chatting to me.
Mm-hmm.
Funny. So, I saw your video on the North Korea situation. I just hate how Kim Jong-un has this low IQ to think, let's just hit them, and we're totally not going to get fucked up.
See, the thing with Kim, I know this is a very unpopular opinion, but I actually like him. I actually like the little fat bastard.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he's actually going to do anything. I think he's all bark and no bite. He's been he's been threatening us for years now, so he hasn't done anything yet. So I'm not really worried about it. But if the time comes where they do, you know, create missiles that can reach the United States, that would be a problem. Especially if I don't know if they could put a nuke on it, but they could put like chemical weapons and stuff.
Yeah, well, at least the U.S. has missile defense systems, so it could probably hit the missile on the way to wherever it's trying to get to anyway.
Right.
Yeah, so at least that happened with that's happening. I just at first with my video on North Korea, I was just thinking I don't want war, but if it does, I'm kind of excited because no one would get hurt because of the missile defense system. And I heard that China's not going to help North Korea if they actually do spark war, which as in they started first.
Right.
So then yeah, the U.S. alone could wreck it, but then we have allies like Japan, South Korea, the UK always helps us, Canada, and pretty much most of the EU.
Well, most of the EU won't get involved, neither will the UK. So it would probably just come down to America and South Korea and Japan. But like I said in my last video about North Korea, I wouldn't agree with occupying and having boots on the ground in North Korea. I think that would be very dangerous and very bloody. But like I said, we could stomp out their military and their base.
We don't want Americans to die.
It's not only that, a lot of North Koreans would die too, because the American soldiers would be obviously defending themselves. But, you know, it's just be a bloodbath. But
and just to, you go ahead.
But if the South Koreans or the Japanese, you know, have the boots on the ground thing, it wouldn't be as bad that if, you know, the Americans come in, because these people have been told that, you know, the Americans are going to eat their babies and whatnot. So, you know.
It's sad how brainwashed they are.
Well, you can't really blame them because they're so isolated, you know.
Yeah, and so as this whole North Korea threatening the nuke us thing has been happening since the Kim Il Sung was since North Korea was a new country.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's getting old, but at least Kim Jong Un is pretty good at scaring us.
Yeah, I think a lot of people freak out when he's threatening to nuke us and you know, rain down nuclear hellfire on his enemies and whatnot. But I think it's just bullshit. Like I said, I think he's just bluffing. If he's gonna do it, then just fucking do it. It's you know, Trump, he's just fucking do it, you know, make my day, you know.
Yeah, and speaking of Trump, I love how much stronger he is than Obama.
Oh yeah. Obama was a very weak, effeminate man. If you see him and Michelle together, you obviously know that she wears the pants in the relationship.
Yeah, and I heard that that actually led to the increasing mass shootings that have been going on during Obama's administration, with the San Bernardino, the Ford Theater, the Orlando one last year, all of that. It's because political correctness.
Right. And you see, that's another thing that pisses me off about the Orlando thing. You know, a lot of people wanted to, you know, pray for the victims and, you know, we got to stop hate, but they're not identifying what is happening.
Oh no, I'll silence you for a minute.
You what? Where'd you go? I don't know where he went.
Sorry, my mom called me. Go ahead.
I forgot what I was talking about.
Yeah.
But God, what was I talking about?
Was it Obama being weak?
Oh yeah, Obama being weak. Oh no, it was about the Orlando nightclub shooting and stuff.
Yeah.
What pissed me off is that, you know, a lot of people would just say you know, we feel sorry for the victims and pray for Orlando and whatnot, but they weren't, you know, saying what the problem is. The problem,
it's Islam. It's not guns.
Right, it's not guns. I mean, just look at Europe. You know, they don't have any guns. They don't have gun rights over there. There's still massive attacks. You know.
Yeah, there's rapes all the time.
There's rapes. There's the recent attack at the Ariana Grande concert. There's you know, where Muslims.
Yeah, probably the NISA stabbing, the bridge attack.
Yeah, and then the other thing is that these radical Muslims would get into a car and just plow people down like they're bowling pins. You know, so you don't.
Oh yeah, and it's just hating guns is they're against the amendment, and they're also they're against the Second Amendment. What is it with that?
The Europeans?
No, the left in here.
I have no idea what I think a lot of leftists are just they're shaken up by, you know, weapons. I think it's actually they're really scared of it. My mom is a feminist liberal, right?
Yeah, and uh,
but she
I don't know.
likes weapons. Like she wants guns and bows and arrows and all that other kind of shit. But
That's just
she mainly wants
go ahead.
guns. You know, I would consider her like a like 80s kind of liberal. You know, not like a modern day, you know, crazy fuck nut liberal. You know.
Yeah, I absolutely prefer the classic liberals. I mean, at least we just seem to disagree, and that's it. The modern liberals are just whiny babies that try to kidnap us, kill us, and that shut us down from free speech.
Right. But a lot of the left today is our platforms have completely changed. You know, under Bush, the left was saying the stuff we were saying now. You know, we don't want censorship, we don't want wars. You know, we don't want to bomb people in the third world. You know, we want, you know, freedom and freedom of expression and freedom of speech and all the other stuff.
Yeah, but now with Trump becoming president, I guess that changed since they supported Hillary Clinton, who was like Bush.
No, she was worse than Bush. Oh no, yeah, they're pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, they're both horribly corrupt. They're both doing like responsible for wars. I don't know about the Afghanistan war, but I would say the Iraq war.
Yeah, Bush did a whole bunch of bullshit, and Obama. See, under Bush, the liberals were, you know, complaining that Bush was bombing people in the third world. Then Obama got elected, and he continued that with his drone strikes. And then Obama gets a Obama gets a Nobel Peace Prize, right, for bombing people in the third world, right? Yeah. And it's Obama's fault that caused the refugee crisis in the first place.
Wait, he got Nobel Peace Prize?
I think so, yeah, I think he did.
Oh, if he did, that is so messed up, especially that's for peace, not killing innocent people with drones.
Well, see, it's perception. You know, the media, politicians, movie stars, singers, they all were just rimming Obama's ass. They loved him to death.
Yeah, I don't know just why. A little curiosity about Bush. Did you think he caused 9/11?
Like the conspiracy?
Like, are you conspiracy theorists like them?
I like to entertain conspiracy theories. Like, I don't actually like believe in like any of them, but I do I think they're fascinating. Like, I think, you know, it could be true. You know, I don't have enough information on it, but I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't put it past Bush. You know, and Obama was no different. You know, he caused the Syrian refugees in the first place. You know, he destabilized Libya. He almost fucked over Egypt. You know, he was nothing different than Bush or Clinton or Bush before him. But, you know,
I think I may be wrong on this, but I think the only difference with Obama is that he was much more politically correct and weak on all of that crap.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Obama was the
racial president.
Right. He was the racial, politically correct president, right?
Yeah, I hate how people are like for president, they're just like based on nothing that really matters. They're just, I mean, for president, you should be based on something like the economy, healthcare, education, our military, all of that. That's what matters.
Right.
And I like how Trump is the immigration and jobs president.
Right. Trump is the money's president, and Obama was the
racial president,
racial issue bullshit president. Bill Clinton was the getting blowjobs in the Oval Office president, and Bush before him was, I don't know.
Yeah, oh yeah, and if we ever go to war with North Korea, another thing to point out is like how dated their technology was. I mean, this is before the first Bush administration, which is from 1989 and 1993, as in their technology is that outdated.
Right. Yeah, they're like basically living like the 50s.
Oh yeah, it was like 50s technology. We're much more modernized. So like, I hate how it's funny to think like, oh, they are so much more tougher with these nukes and crap. But look at us. If you really want to mess with us, no.
Yeah, no. I still think that Kim Jong is just bluffing. He doesn't actually mean any of the shit that he says. I don't know what his problem is. I know he wants to reunite reunite the Korean Peninsula under his rule and whatnot. I know that's what he wants to do, but his threatening of other people is stupid. Like, he's a horrible political player. I would think you would want to get allies on your side, not, you know, threaten every single country on earth that you're going to nuke them. I don't think that's a good idea. Even China, he threatened to nuke China a few times.
He tried to nuke China?
No, he threatened to nuke China.
Huh. It's just stupid how, like, I heard that they're still kind of allies with China, with North Korea, because they border each other. That's like saying India and Pakistan should get along because they border each other. And you know how much they hate each other over that land they're fighting over?
Right.
Yeah, that's stupid. I mean, really, China, you can do better than that.
Well, it's just like Kim, I don't know. I think he's an odd character in this time of, in this modern time. He's a very odd character.
Yeah, I think he's just brainwashed by his grandfather.
Well, he's been born into power, and, you know, it's not like born into, like, you know, a politician's family. It's like actually like real, like, you know, accession, you know, kings and queens type of power. You know, he was born into that, so he's had that mind full of shit all his life. So
yeah, true. And remember when I commented to you on the on your CNN Trump tweeting that CNN feeding video? I mentioned TJ Kirk.
Yeah.
And so just to tell him about him, he's this absolutely idiotic person. I mean, so he's just like a leftist on YouTube with 1 million subscribers, and he's like, Trump has low IQ for threatening North Korea that we mean business if they ever attack us. Okay, I mean, like, okay, what the heck was he supposed to do?
Well, wasn't TJ Kirk the amazing atheist before?
Yes. Okay. Yes, that's him.
Okay, so I haven't watched any of his videos, so I really don't know like what he talks about or stuff like that. But
yeah, he used to do like atheist stuff, like, oh, let's prove Christianity, atheism is true. And I'm like, okay, just let them be Christian if they want to. I'm just a guy like, just stick with your belief. I mean, because they could be right. Like, I'm Baptist, I could be right. You're atheist, you could be right. Who knows?
All right, give me like 5 minutes. I'm like maybe like 2 minutes. Hold on.
Okay.
So I'm back.
Okay.
And you brought up a point that I wanted to talk about, and that is the leftist hypocrisy on religion.
Yeah.
I was going to do a video on responding to Secular Talk's Christophobic comments on Governor Jim Justice, I think, when he switched his party loyalty. And in Jim Justice's speech, you know, he was talking about, like, you know, his parents were very conservative and how they would be proud of him and how they were proud that he came to his senses and whatnot. And then, you know, his Secular Talk comes on, and he's like, you know, he's basically making fun of the guy for his beliefs. You know, like, there's no heaven, it's stupid, it's la la land and whatnot. Now, I'm not conservative, right? Like, I mean, I'm not Christian, right? I'm not very religious. You know, I'm not religious to any religions. You know, my mom, she's Christian, and, you know, she has tried to take me to church a few times, and I tell her, you take me to that church, I'm just going to burst into flames. But I'm not religious. I'm not a religious person. You know, I do believe in, like, you know, reincarnation and stuff like that, but like man sitting in the sky with angels, demons, or what, I don't believe in that kind of stuff. But the thing about the left that pisses me off is that they love to ramble and shit on Christianity and Catholics and whatnot. but they are so open arm loving to Islam, and this is why
I know.
And this
Speaking
is
of shitting on Christianity, that's how Amazing Atheist was with.
Oh, they're on the mind. Ain't nobody watching, just me and Seth. Two long strangers just chatting it up.
Sorry, I'm back. My mom came back from dropping my sister off to my nana's.
What were you saying?
Oh, I was saying that's what TJ Kirk first did with his first videos. Like, let's prove atheism is true. Again, I'm just like, dude. And he even made his video titled "I Hate Religion and Jesus Too."
No, but see, if
so like,
if a YouTuber with 1 million subscribers aimed at Islam, like let's disprove Islam,
actually, he made a video called "Liberals in Islam and They Need to Change." So he's a leftist, but he does criticize feminists and SJWs too.
But does he criticize Islam?
He's criticized how the left is with Islam.
Well, see, I don't think I really have a problem with him with that then, because I appreciate a liberal who sees bullshit when they see bullshit. Now, we can disagree on opinions on Trump. That's fine. But if he's willing to call out, the leftist hypocrisy on Islam and feminism, all this other shit, then, by all means, have his own opinions about Trump. That's fine. We can debate about that all day.
Yeah, true.
The thing about the left and Islam is that the left claims to be still so for gay rights and so for gay people and whatnot. Now, I've talked about this in another one of my videos, and my cousin is gay, and
but they support Islam, which execute gays.
Right, and they behead gays, they stone gays, they throw gays off buildings. And if anyone's going to kill my cousin, it's going to be me. Okay.
No. Like he would even do that.
I would, but no, me and him have a good relationship. He's a little fucker.
Yeah, and just a question: do you have siblings?
I have an older sister. Yes.
Okay, how is she?
Me and her don't talk.
Okay, so you don't know if she's a liberal or something?
Oh no, I know she's a liberal. I know she's dead liberal. I am like the red thumb in my family. Like all of my family are like liberals. I'm the only I'm the only conservative person in my family.
Yeah, and another thing I hate about the left is like how they are basing their stuff on emotion, not actual facts.
Right, and I want to talk about this too, because I talked about in a video that I would say that when I explained that I used to be a liberal, and I used to be a liberal.
Yeah.
And when I was a liberal, I didn't, base my opinions on logic or anything like that. It was just emotion. So that's how I know a lot of liberals today are not going off of what's logical. They're going off of what they feel. Like they don't like Trump because he's a bully and he's mean to little illegal criminal immigrants, and they think that's wrong. Instead of looking at it through a logical lens and saying, we need to do something about our immigration problems. We need to do something about our border wall. We need to do something about this, that, and the other.
Oh, that's totally racist.
That is racist and bigoted. It's like you got to catch them all. You got to catch all these buzzwords. I know I'm racist. Like,
this is so racist.
I know I'm racist. I'm homophobic. I'm Islamic phobic. I haven't got sexist yet. Maybe when I start talking more about traditionalism and my beliefs on that, maybe I'll be called a sexist then.
Oh, and a little while ago when you said that you were like you were gonna burst into flames if you went to church. That's actually how my sister is sometimes.
Well, no, I don't think like my sister isn't religious either, and neither is my mom. She claims to be. It's like people in the West, they just claim a religion, they don't really follow it. Like that's like the general rule. Like I don't claim to be any religion, so it doesn't really
Yeah, what's Nevada like?
Yeah. But the thing is that, you know, the left is like all up in arms for religion now. Even 10 years ago, they were saying how religion was so awful, but now they're all in favor for it because it's Islam.
Ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, and it's dangerous too. You know, we don't want.
Where did they get this idea of supporting Islam in the first place? I mean, look at ISIS. Look at Saudi Arabia. Look at these terrorists happening in America. Terrorism happening in the UK right now.
Right. You know, Islam. I'm not going to say that there are no peaceful Muslims because there are, but Islam does practice, very barbaric things. It has, in the Quran about, beating your wife or killing the gays or doing all these things. But the left just, turns a blind eye to it because that's Islamophobic. This is how the left strangulated itself. They can't. The little umbrella groups that are under liberalism, like Islam, feminism, SJW, LGBT, they can't confront each other about their own bigotry because then they'll be bigots themselves. So that's how the left strangulated itself. Like the feminists can't talk about Islam because then they'll be Islamophobic. Islam can't talk about feminism because then they'll be sexist, maybe. And then, it's just a strangulated clusterfuck.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And just by the way, I was trying to bring this up a little while ago. Like you said, there something like multiple things I was going to bring up. Oh, by the way, they're socialists.
No, there's. Oh God. Don't let me get into those bunch of dumbasses.
By the way, that TJ Kirk guy, he's like, oh, I want to go to places where they have universal health care just because it's free. I'm like, okay, so you don't want money going back to the economy. And you want to get your kid possibly dead because it would take months to get a doctor's appointment in places like Canada with those universal health care.
Right. I think like in Quebec, like 37% of people waited 5 hours or more. It is true. You get what you pay for.
Yeah, and about our doctor system, yes, it costs expensive, but I would, if I were TJ Kirk, I would just waste that money to save my kid.
Right.
And at least you get that immediately. Like you can get a doctor's appointment just a few days later, and you can just go to the hospital immediately if there's something wrong that's a hospital needy.
Right. A little personal experience when I pinched my nerves. I was in the gym and I was squatting and I had wrong posture or something and I pinched my nerve. And my whole entire left leg hurt for like months, right? Until I was finally talked into going to the hospital. So I went to the hospital. I waited there for like 4 hours in the little doctor's room, and just for him to peek his head in and say, "Take some Advil, you'll be fine." That's about like $3,500 for that.
Yeah, that's the thing about Obamacare. It's like I heard from my dad, like you have to pay $600 per month for insurance, and then you have to pay $1,500 for something like treating you before the insurance can even cover it.
Right. No.
So like, what the heck, Obama?
Obamacare was written up by a bunch of pharmaceutical companies and shit like that. So it doesn't benefit, the average person. It benefits the wealthy. I love how the liberals love to talk about we need to help the 1%. I mean, we need to help the 99% of these big, bad, evil corporations. The millionaires and billionaires are not paying their fair share, blah, 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 blah. But then their messiah, Obama, is meeting with multi-million, billionaire pharmaceutical companies, and he let them form Obamacare. That's...
Same thing with Hillary Clinton. She's just getting money from Goldman Sachs, Saudi Arabia, all that bull crap.
Oh, yeah. No, but Hillary was a weak candidate. Now, see, if Trump did something like that, if Trump got, a bunch of billionaire corporations to form his tax reform, what do you think the liberals would say about it? They'll be crying their fucking eyes out. Oh, he's working with big money. He's blah, 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 It's a
I have this sixth sense where I can detect libtard tear floodings. I detect them oftenly in LA.
LA. Yeah, it's like right next door to me.
Oh, I'm so sorry for you.
A lot of SJW shit kind of leaks over here in Nevada, but it's not as bad. Like we still have Nevada's a good place for business, but
okay, so
yeah, but
what's Nevada like in nature wise?
A desert.
Oh, that's it.
I mean, you have some good. You have some good urban neighborhoods like where I live in. There's a lot of trees where I live. There's a lot of grass and whatnot. But yeah, the majority of Nevada is just desert, just plain desert, you know. I mean, we have the whole Area 51 thing, but that's it. Which I attempted to drive up there with my friend once.
Oh yeah, don't do that. It's governmental. So.
Oh, what are they gonna do? Shoot me?
Yes.
No, I'm not scared. Yeah, beat me and drag me out there.
Actually, you look in this society today where there's these idiots and colleges that still will not grow up.
Oh yeah, God, I am so happy I didn't go to college.
Like, that's scaring me to go to college.
No, I think by the time you get into college, you'll be a lot better than it is now, because society and culture is changing. It's not going to take that long. You know, all this feminist HAW shit will be dead by the time you probably enter into college. It'll be like cringy, you know, things that they laugh at, you know. And
I would love to see that.
Yeah, no, college today is just fucking insane. Like hell no. You know, especially me as a white male going to college. Oh no, I am not. Well, I have to be like a complete beta male cock to be allowed there.
Yeah, and I'm graduating 2021, by the way.
Oh, so yeah,
I wonder how much knowledge.
Yeah, it'll be fine by the time you go to college.
Yeah, I'm sure I will. So I would graduate by the time that Trump might already have a second inauguration.
Right. But
I hope so.
I do think that Trump is going to be assassinated in his second term. I really do think that. And I think that because, you know, he's not playing the political, you know, old game of politics and business and stuff like that. He's not playing that game.
There were assassination attempts on Bush, and he played that game.
But Bush, his assassination attempts were like maybe from, you know...
Someone tried to plant a shoe bomb towards him.
Yeah, but it was coming from civilians, though. You know, if Trump gets assassinated, it's going to be coming from other politicians and big business. You know, because he's not benefiting
like
them.
Liberal left.
And then you have to worry about the neocons too, like John McCain, Mitch McConnell, and all those other idiots in office. They don't like Trump just as much. John McCain is trying to fuck over everything Trump is doing.
I mean, the only thing I only feel sorry for his brain cancer.
I don't. No.
Oh.
No. He's been an idiot. He's trying to start wars. He's been always a shithole. You know.
Who have you preferred to vote for in 2008?
I wouldn't have voted. I was too young to vote, but I don't know. I couldn't.
Hard to pick.
Yeah, they're both like just like pick your bowl of shit, you know. Yeah, that's what it really boiled down to. Just here's that bowl of shit, and here's this bowl of shit. And that's what we usually have to choose from. We just gotta pick which one smells the least worst.
Yeah, and how often do you go to?
6 days a week.
Oh, okay.
But I work out like individual body parts. Like tomorrow I have just chest day. Day after that is biceps, and then back, legs, and shoulders.
All right. I'm just trying to think of what else. What was that again? I forgot to tell you. For the 2020 election, the Democrats had announced their big first major candidate. It's this congressman from Maryland.
Oh man, I can't wait for the 2020 election. I hope that it was just as chaotic as it is now. And somehow I wish Bernie would be the nominee, because to see Trump and Bernie go at it would just be historical. Just the violence, the riots. It would just be the most. It would be the worst. It would be worse than the last election. I think the DNC would probably screw Bernie over again, which would cause further alienation within the progressive liberal groups.
Yeah, I just think like I'm also the kind of person like man, it was hard to pick who to vote for in the last year's president Democratic primaries, but at least Bernie Sanders doesn't cheat.
Bernie Sanders is an idiot, but I wouldn't even consider him honest either. Like, he's just another corrupt politician and a socialist on top of that. Just look at Venezuela and see how good.
Corrupt. I heard that there was this report from him like a while back going like dumping nuclear waste somewhere for $8,000 an hour. Yeah,
he does not give a shit about the economy or anything like that. You see, socialists like Bernie, if you really think about socialism and where it really happens under socialism, it's that these politicians like Bernie Sanders would claim and, you know, say that they're for the little people, for the little man and whatnot. But then once they get in power, who benefits mostly from socialism? It's multi-billionaire companies that get to strangulate their competitors, because socialism destroys all free market competition.
And if he was president, he would just be the liberals would just consider him the free college president, but us smart people, the conservatives, would consider him the fuck you president.
Yeah, I mean, Bernie doesn't have a chance in hell. Socialism, we see what's going on in Venezuela. We see what socialism does to a country.
You know, especially at Cuba too.
Yeah, it's just socialism has never worked out. You know, socialism / communism, because there's really no fucking difference between the two. We see what
I heard that socialism is actually the start of communism.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
No, it's just,
I don't know.
Kim Jong-un and his North Korea, they're a bunch of commies. And we saw what happened. We saw what happened to the USSR. It collapsed on itself, and that's the problem with socialism. They give out all this social programs in order to keep the people happy, but then eventually the money runs out. You know, and that's what we saw in Venezuela, because under Hugo Chavez, he laid the groundwork for the modern, you know, suffrageted Venezuela.
Okay, so I'm trying to get my phone be able to. Hopefully, you'll hear this video from John Gelany, his campaign. So, hopefully, we can talk about this video. Hopefully
Okay.
it happens.
The biggest problem with Trump is that he's not focused on the future, and he's not doing the things
Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear that.
Okay.
we can do structurally to make our economy more competitive, to make our
It's 5 minutes long, by the way.
entrepreneurial, and to position people to succeed in that new economy that we all know is coming. Democrats can't win by just attacking Trump. We really have to show the American people there's a better way.
Now, give him that. He's not just he's calling out these idiot liberals rioting in streets of Chicago. Like, hey, you can't win by doing that the whiny way.
Well, see, that's what the Democratic Party needs. They need reform. They need to change their platform. They can't win elections by just saying our opponent is racist, sexist, bigoted, because that didn't work the last time.
You know, that's like saying my sister should just get this Barbie that she wanted by whining and complaining.
Right. You know, and people, the majority of Americans, you know, they're not going to be receptive to a liberal message when they're at least we're not Trump. You know, they don't have a platform. They don't have a, real platform against Trump. Okay, he's going to do this when we need to do the opposite, or we need to do something different. They don't have that. They just have, we're not Trump. You know, just look at all the special elections.
This is a campaign ad, so he might be lying for the sake of getting supporters.
True, but if he is, he's playing the game right, because he understands that the modern liberal democratic platform is falling apart. Right. and he could easily reform the party, but the DNC is a corporation.
Yeah, they helped Hillary Clinton cheat. That's terrible.
Right, but they have a right to do that because they are a corporation, right? And so is the RNC. But I don't know. I mean, the Democrats, they're getting slammed in all these special elections. They just had a governor switch parties. The Democrats are really getting, pounded with no lead.
I just laughed how that was another victory for us in my video about Jim Justice, because like the Democrats lost their own politician, one of their own politicians, because he said that they walked away from him.
Right. But see, the liberals, the Democratic platform is what? Racism, sexism. We need to elect Muslims so we don't, look like racists. We need to get rid of all these white people. That's not going to work for the majority of Americans. No one's going to vote for that crap.
For a little bit, about Stephen Colbert, I really hate how all the Tonight shows are just bashing him on a daily basis, because that's how. I like how he also points them up, because they're just bashing him. That's not going to make you win.
Right, and that's another thing I hate too. It's like you go into trendings list on YouTube, and it's like all these late night show hosts, comedians, and they're just constantly bashing Trump. It's like it's going to get old. If Trump gets his second election, he's not even in his first year, and what are they going to talk about in the next 7? Are they going to keep talking about how he's Orange Hitler? I mean, it's going to get old, and it's going to get old real fast.
Yeah, and when the GOP baseball shooting happened, for the first time I've ever seen, Stephen Colbert said something good about Trump.
Oh, really? What did he say?
Oh, he just said, like, thank you, Trump, for responding to this thing, like hearts and prayers towards like, again, I know no one died, but still, like, he thought about this whole situation.
Oh, he hated doing that.
It's Stephen Colbert.
Yeah, he probably hated doing that, but he had to do it for ratings and whatnot. But the idiot who did that shut up the Republican baseball, he was a far left socialist Bernie Sanders supporter.
Was he against guns?
Yeah, he was against. Yeah, they're against guns when they want to use them themselves. I want they need to give it to the Muslims for their safety.
It's just to show how hypocritical they are.
Right.
Because speaking of hypocrisy, just to bring up, TJ Kirk once said, like, oh, Tucker Carlson says raping is great, and I don't really think he said that. Tucker Carlson said something like a while back, saying like about 15-year-old boys and girls thinking rape is great or something like that. Mm-hmm. And he said, oh, Bill Maher says it, but that's funny, so I'm gonna let Bill Maher get away with it. But I don't think Tucker Carlson is funny, so fuck him.
Well, see, it's just liberals are just hypocrites. It's like common knowledge at this point. It's like water. I mean, ice is cold, fire is hot. Liberals are dumb. It's just common knowledge at this point. It should be, at least.
Yeah. All right, let's continue that video.
We have to think about the future. America's going to win by recognizing what's going on across our economy and people's lives, and focusing on what we can do collectively to make things better. That's the American way.
So, what did you think about what he just said there?
How? That's how I would ask him. Well, how do you plan to make it better? What are you going to do?
That's another thing. The liberals say that, like, we're going to do this, especially like with Stephen Hawking. Like that article I brought you for that video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just like we're gonna they just say it, but they don't even explain how they're going to do it.
Right.
What was Stephen Hawking supposed to? He didn't even say what was he supposed to do. He just said, "Oh, Trump's going to make things harder than Venus." When not only Venus is the second closest planet, but
right. It's just like the Elon Musk guy, who was so mad about Trump for leaving the Paris Accord deals, even though the Paris Accord deals wouldn't have done shit for supposedly global warming, and he just wanted his piece of the pie. That's all he wanted.
Yeah, Cha-ching.
Yeah, that's what
somebody is actually watching this live stream apparently.
Oh yeah, it's probably like one of us.
No comments though. But oh well. I mean, who cares if barely anyone's watching it? We'll just do this because we like to do it.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure maybe I'll get like 10, maybe 15 views on it.
Yeah, especially with how much subscribers you have.
Well, yeah, but God, it took me such a long time to get that. I started my channel back in December, and
yeah,
now it's August. It's been quite a while. And now I'm almost at 200,000 total views.
Huh?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, let's continue. Oh, oops, sorry. I turned that down to see what who was watching the video or live stream. All right, let's continue now.
Okay.
It's this person called Catherine Bradley for Educational Advocate. Let's see. Tackle things. No one else can tackle, and he can't make progress on issues that What issues?
Well, but see but that's the thing. They want to make such progress. Well, what progress? Well, what do you want to do? What policies, what things are you going to bring forth that are different than Trump's? They're not discussing that. They're just, we need to do this. We need to. Well, how are you going to do it? What are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly. It just is like he can tackle things that no one else can.
Right. It's like this is the three main disadvantages that the liberal Democratic Party have. They can't discuss Islam. They can't discuss immigration. They can't discuss border security, and they can't discuss jobs effectively without being called racist or something else of a buzzword that they created. These are the issues that Americans care about, and they can't discuss it, which gives them a massive disadvantage.
Yeah, and I just hate how they're just probably kind of tackling Trump on the economy, which I think like the fact that he spent a lot of his life based on getting rich with money, that could really boost up our economy.
Well, that's why I said Trump is the money and jobs president. Right. He is. I have faith in him to do what he needs to do in order to make America like industrial again, make it stable again. Because under Obama, he just
he barely boosted up the economy.
Right. Obama did so much fucked up shit to this economy, and then he added trillions to the debt, and it's just he was a fuck up, And Trump comes in, and he actually has good economic plans and economic proposals. But the only thing the Democrats are talking about is, oh no, we need to do something. We need to do something different. We need to do something different. Well, what do you want to do that's different? Do you want to continue the policy that Obama was doing? Because we saw how good those did. Are you going to go back to the Clinton era? I mean, bring forth proposals, bring forth policy, like actually how, like steps A, B, and C, not we just need to get started, Yeah.
Oh, no, what job do you do since you're not getting paid for YouTube yet?
Well, I do get a little bit. It's not like I'm not rolling on doves, but I do own my own clothing brand.
Okay, well, at least you're able to support yourself.
Yeah. But
okay.
No, the Democrats don't have anything to go on. They are, they can't discuss the things that Americans truly care about. Like is what I said, Islam, immigration, and border security. They cannot discuss those things because they would be racist and bigoted by their own terms. So they have just a titanic disadvantage, that they cannot. Even if Bernie Sanders became the nominee, he can't discuss those things. He's just going to go out. We need to get the 1%, blah blah blah. He can't discuss how is he going to tackle ISIS. He's not going to discuss how he's going to tackle immigration. He's not going to talk about taxes, he shouldn't talk about taxes because that would just lose him the election right there.
True.
But
go ahead.
No, go on.
Oh, okay. So just to tell you, just to get off track for a little while. So I remember this person in my school. I'm starting freshman this year anyway, so this person in my school thinks like we could have just voted for Bernie Sanders in a general election, and that he was he lost the primaries because people thought he was gonna die. Yeah, I just looked back and like, what the fuck, man?
No, I don't believe he's old enough to die. I just think that a lot of his proposals and what he wants to do is just stupid. He's a socialist. He wants to tax not the multi-billionaires, not the multi-millionaires. He's not going to actually do anything in the tax code that actually has them pay anything. He's just going to raise the taxes on, people like you and I, and that's who's going to pay everything.
Yeah, I can't even pay taxes yet.
Right, but I mean, well, your parents then. Me and your parents, we already pay taxes, and Bernie Sanders, especially me as a business owner, he wants to fuck me hard as a business owner.
I'll get away from that dick.
Yeah, no. Bernie has old wrinkly dick, but Bernie, he just wants socialism, and we see what socialism does. It destroys a country, and Venezuela would be fucked for years to come because they're on the verge of civil war and revolution.
Yeah, all there are riots nonstop, and I heard Trump threaten military action with Venezuela.
No, I wouldn't agree with that either. I'm
just like, okay, really, Trump? It's just like not like I'm not too sure if he meant like boots on the ground. I just think he meant, okay, he might be, but he just said military action. He didn't mean specifically like Air Force or Army. I mean, you really shouldn't mess with Venezuela right now. Not because they're dangerous, just because that there's really no reason to.
Well, but see, this is the issue. It's similar to North Korea, where the Venezuelan people have been told, it's the evil capitalistic America that want to come in and destroy you and take away your freedoms and blah, blah, blah. So if we do come in and like boots on the ground in Venezuela, try to overthrow Maduro, then, he will get actually more support through that because he can just point and say, see, I told you they were going to do this. But what Trump can do is put pressure on other Latin countries like Brazil, Peru, and all those other ones to do something about Venezuela, and we should not get involved physically.
And since we were also like watching this campaign video, we should stop getting off track and just pay attention to this video.
Okay,
true. Can you at least give me some quotes from specific people?
I couldn't really hear that though.
Oh, I'll turn it all the way up. It's like it was after the part where he's like, we talk about like they don't explain what they're gonna do. They just say, we'll just do it.
Right, but I mean that's a Democratic line now. It's just we're not Trump. Vote for us because we're not racist bigots, and it just doesn't work. That's why they lost all the special elections.
Okay, so let's try and hopefully you can hear it. You heard that?
Yeah.
Dang it, that's weird.
I said yeah.
Oh.
People listen to John and they say, I can sign up for that plan. So on balance, global trade reshaped and improved our country and the world, but it didn't help everyone. And no one stood up to make sure entire communities were decimated and those hurt were helped. The backbone of our country, the people who built our nation and saved the world, were tragically ignored.
Can you prove that?
Well, it's just they're just being hypocrites. Like I said, it was Obama who caused the refugee crisis in the first place. It was Obama that funded the FSA, that were sneaking weapons. I mean, Obama is the cause of all this bullshit happening in Europe right now. But the left is like, let's continue those policies because that's progress. Destabilizing Libya, that's progress. If Obama had his way, he would have got Assad out of power, and then Syria would have fallen into chaos, just like Libya. And we'd probably try to do the same with Iran. Now, the thing I like about Trump is that he is mostly out of the Middle East. And I like that. I think we should not be in the Middle East whatsoever. No ground troops, no bombs, no nothing. Let Russia and Assad take care of ISIS.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, just let Assad and Russia take on ISIS.
Yeah, and I think the reason like Bush started doing it was mostly because of 9/11, like trying to find Osama, but then he just decided let's fuck up with this shit even worse.
Well, see, but then that comes with the conspiracy theory about that Osama bin Laden died months before Obama said he killed him. And they buried him at sea, and they didn't have any pictures of him because it would have been disrespectful. So if I didn't see a picture of his dead body, I'm not going to think that Obama actually did it. But under Bush, I think he just wanted the oil money. I don't think he actually. There were no nuclear threats from Afghanistan or Iraq or whatever. I think he just wanted to go in and get the oil. To be honest, I don't think.
Go ahead.
I don't think he actually. Bush just pretended to be dumb. Bush wasn't actually stupid. He just pretended to be. You learned that from his daddy. But go on.
Yeah. Just a quick question. I know you don't respect Bush, but do you at least respect the soldiers that had to go through?
Yes.
Bush did that?
Oh yeah. I have no issue. The soldiers have orders and they're told what to do. It's not them. It's the generals. It's the commanders. It's the people in charge that are moving them around on the board like chess pieces. It's not.
Yeah, that's my step-uncle. He was a military veteran.
Yeah, no, I have no problem with the military people. I support our military, and I think we should do a lot more than what we've been doing with the veterans. We give all this social money to immigrants, but fuck the veterans, basically. And it's just not right.
And Trump's transgender troop, at least Trump messed with the leftists by getting them to actually care about the soldiers, just the transgender ones, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and what was that thing? I forgot. Oh yeah, TJ Kirk also long ago said that the truth is like soldiers are just brainwashed thugs killing innocent people.
Well, see, but like I said, soldiers, they have orders and whatnot, and soldiers are told what to do, and they're told to do this mission and that mission. It's not. It's the people in command that you really have to hold accountable. If a soldier rapes someone, then yeah, he should be held accountable. But that generally doesn't happen. And I don't know. Like I'm not a big supporter of war. Like I wouldn't want to go to war with any Middle Eastern country. I sure as hell don't want to go to war with Russia. And
me neither.
Like I said, Trump, what he can do with North Korea is just send Tomahawk missiles at them, flatten their military bases, and just let South Korea and Japan take over. Because it's not going to take much to overthrow Kim Jong-un, I'll tell you that. But
so let's get back to the video.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now there's another big wave of global change happening. Technological innovation and automation are reshaping the economy and jobs. As a country, we need to step up the right things.
All right. And there was this part saying 49% of hold on, let me scroll back to that part. It says 49% of workers' activities can be done by robotics.
Yeah, and then who's gonna get the minimum wage then?
Good, yeah. And at least that would seem like job being taken away. They just said get those in place and make the robots.
Right.
Yeah, so at least like they can get paid better and all that.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
Like for me, like no, go on.
What?
No, just play the thing.
All right.
The Republican solution is to divest healthcare, training, education. That's a backwards approach.
They're just like Republicans undermine education, healthcare, and training.
Yeah, his liberals are just a bunch of idiots.
Yeah, said by the people who on the side that said at the troops at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like, oh no, the Republicans just don't treat them with respect. They don't undermine. They undermine training them.
Right. But to me, like the Democrats, they have lost so much, respect. They have lost so much credibility that they might as well go to like minor party status. I'd rather have like Republican and Libertarian, and those are the two main parties that I would like to see. Because under the Democratic rule, under Democratic policies and whatnot, it just leads to bullshit. Just look at places like Michigan and Illinois that have liberal leaders there for decades, and it's a shithole,
Yeah, and just to get a little personal, my state's next to Illinois.
What are you, Missouri?
How did you know that?
Because you told me.
Oh right, I just try to get your attention.
Yeah. No, you said it in a comment once.
Yeah. What do you think of Missouri?
I have no idea. Like, I don't know. I don't think I have any opinions on little Missouri.
Yeah. I heard I know like they're mostly conservative. Like they go to, like our governor just got only he got every county except for Jefferson City, St. Louis, and Kansas City. His governmental election.
Wow. Yeah. No, we.
What do you think of?
What do you think of Utah?
What?
What do I think of Utah?
No, I didn't say that. I just I just said like all of our government. My governor just got just only lost 3 counties and that's it.
Yeah, my state, Nevada, we went for Clinton this time around.
Yeah, that's
unfortunate. Sad. Yeah, I know Harambe got some votes somewhere for state senator, I think.
And what do you plan to move like Texas or something?
I was thinking honestly about like Washington or something like that, because like in Vegas, like it's always sunny, and I like the rain, and I think moving to I want to actually go where it snows, like because I really never seen snow, and I really want to experience that.
My state used to get snow a lot, but then it's having a hard time now. I mean, I only played the snow once this year.
Yeah, no, I think it's still like twice in Vegas since I've been here, and it hasn't been like really real snow. It's just been like ice, basically. But it was icy, snowy enough to like make ice balls and stuff. So
yeah, okay, let's play the thing.
Okay.
It's actually time to do the real things we need to do to grow our economy and wages in every part of our country. It's time for a new social contract that builds a cleaner, safer, stronger, and more just society.
I really hate how campaign ads don't even explain this. I think probably most campaign ads don't really explain that either.
Right, but see, this is the thing he brought up was about raising wages, and that's something else that the liberals love to gum on about. Is about we need to raise the minimum wage, we need to pay people more. But like I said in one of my other videos, if you have this large influx of immigrants who are competing with these low skill jobs, low paid jobs, and then you have all these companies who are going to have to hire them based on diversity and shit like that, how can you expect to actually grow the or raise the minimum wage when you can't, because you have so many people to subsidize?
And another bad thing about raising the minimum wage is that restaurant businesses like McDonald's won't be able to afford more people because they have to pay them more an hour.
Right. Like McDonald's was something like a kid like your age would get in the summer. Not like it's going to be something that people have to rely on for their living standards. And that was just like a job that you could got back then when you were a kid because you wanted to buy like a bike or something. Not like something that you have to rely on. It's a messed up thing that we have now, and the liberals have helped shaped it.
Yeah. Okay, so let's play the thing.
Okay.
Hang on. There.
John grew up the son of a union electrician. Hard work, decent.
But just at first I thought, like, immediately after saying a cleaner, stronger, something society, I thought they were gonna prove it, like for some reason. But then it just immediately cuts to April McLean felony. Just talking about like something.
Yeah, no, these liberals are just idiots.
Yeah.
Healthcare, pension. Expands what that means for a working family. It was a year scholarship that helped John afford college. In building 2 businesses from scratch, John succeeded by working with others, like his dad did on a job site. He builds teams, he's creative, and he's a problem solver, and he's always motivated by a set of progressive and ethical values.
Yeah, what do you think?
He's always is that the end of the video?
I know. I just paused it.
Well, put that video.
The whole thing's like 5.
Yeah, just
what?
put that away. She said that.
All right.
John or whatever the fucker's name was that
Johnny.
he was Johnny. Was he believes in progressive and whatever values, and then they want to talk about the working family and business. They don't give a shit about those things. They are liberals here. They don't give a shit about the working class. They don't give a shit about the nuclear family. They don't give a crap about any of that.
I don't think I don't think progressivism is even a good thing.
Well, what is progressive? Like, what is progressive? Like, how do you be a progressive?
I don't know. All I know is that started during when Theodore Roosevelt tried to beat William Howard Taft.
Yes, but see, that they never explain what progressive is. They just said, I'm just so progressive. I'm like, well, what the fuck is that, you dickhead? It's just, they don't explain it. Like you can explain, why you support Trump. You support his views on immigration. You want him to build the wall. You believe in having border security. You have all. Well, what is progression? I mean, what is progressive? Like, what is it?
Exactly.
They don't explain that, and that's how they get fucked up. And this is like off the point, but I see like a lot of progressive guys, and they're like very feminine men, and they're mostly vegan and stuff like that. And I don't know what it is.
Really don't get vegans.
I don't know what it is about liberal progressive guys. They're a lot more feminine than traditionally conservative guys. I don't know what it is about. Maybe I don't know. But liberals, they're just fuck that.
Yeah. They don't even explain or stuff like we explain why we support Trump. They just say, "Oh, we're bad, we're racist," and they don't even explain why they think that way.
Well, racism in their definition is, you want to have border security, you want to do something about immigration, you don't want to date, 10 black people and like 20 Mexican people. You don't want to, have biracial children. You don't want any of that. You're somehow an evil racist bigot. If you don't have like 10,
and if that ever happens,
if you don't have like 10 black friends, if you don't, support unlimited immigration, if you don't want, some Muslims in your neighborhood, then you're just a horrible bigot who needs to be stomped out. The liberals love to talk about peace and, doing things fair and whatnot, but when they get challenged, they're the ones who get violent. Look at all the Bernie bros. Look at all the Hillary supporters. They were the ones that were starting bullshit and violence at the Trump rallies.
Yeah. And also, like, I'll just make sure not to ignore that crap if that ever happens in my high school proms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back when I was in high school, I don't think we were that big into politics. I mean, when I was yours, I didn't know what the fuck a Republican or Democrat is. So you guys are a lot more advanced in my generation was, which is probably.
Were you in high school back in like during the Bush administration or Clinton?
I was just being born around Clinton era. Under Bush, I was like, I don't know, like 7, 8, and then Obama got elected. Because I'm 23 right now, and
okay, so
yeah, so I'm not like. How old do you think I was?
Okay, you said you were born in '94, so I'm guessing around the late Bush.
No, but like when you first heard me, like, how old do you think I was?
Oh, I just thought you were some. I never actually thought of that, and for some reason, at one point with your voice or something, I was just thought of asking you if you were goth.
Like I was goth?
I don't know why. Just thought that.
I don't know.
Because I never see your face and I question that.
Like I just like I went through a skater phase in high school. I don't think that counts. But I don't know. Like I get a lot of comments on my voice and stuff like that. But no, I don't. No, I'm about 23 and I was born in '94.
Okay, so you want to continue the video or just forget that for now?
Yeah, just forget that for now. I want to get into feminism. That's what I want to get into.
Okay, and we can talk about that.
Yeah, let's slam that out. I'm actually thinking about writing or recording an audiobook about feminism.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. And but feminism is my favorite thing. I love debating feminists. It is just the cream on my pie. Like I love debating those dumb bitches. I don't
even get like exactly what feminism is.
Well, feminism, they still want to say, it's for the equality of the sexes, and we all know that's bullshit. We all know that we have equality in this country. Women aren't paid less than men. Women aren't, oppressed. It's not like that anymore.
So they're like Hillary Clinton.
Right. And feminists, a lot of them, they have nothing to fight for. They have no actual issues to actually really fight for. I mean, if they went to the Middle East, they would, but they won't do that. But they have nothing to fight for. They have equality. They have equal pay. Women can vote. Women can do this. Women can do that. So they bitch about, like man spreading or some shit like that. And it's go on.
Yeah, so I remember this thing. Paul Joseph Watson. I'm talking about this MTV video. I remember this part where this woman is like, "We're not something anti-men," but then at the same time, they chopped this cucumber, which was symbolically meant to represent penis.
Right. These feminists are batshit crazy. Like they just have like such a hate for like white males and penises. Like they they just shiver up and they start foaming out the mouth just thinking about those two things. And it's just feminism is just. I'm a traditionalist. I believe in traditional, family. I believe in traditional roles. I believe in that. I believe that men and women both have a society. Both have a place in society. I believe that men are meant to be the protectors and providers of the family, and the women are the nurturers and the lovers of the family. That's how I believe that it is naturally supposed to be. Now, that does not mean that I'm not all for forcing women back into the kitchen and whatnot. No, but I am for traditional family and the nuclear family. I do believe that it is better for women. It is better for a woman to be a housewife than having the family, having the marriage, and still having a career. Women, after they have children, they want to be with the children. They don't want to be away from the kids. She has the baby and she has to go back into work in like 6-7 months, right? And she's going to start feeling like she's missing out, and she's not going to be there for the kid and she's going to feel horrible. And it's just all bad, and I think it's better for.
You're not against like women having a career, huh?
No, if they want to have a career, that's fine. Do what you want to do, But what I'm saying is that having a family, I think it is best for her to stay at home with the kids, because
especially that's how nature made it.
Right. We can talk about the biology and evolution of it, and we can get into that in a little bit. But feminists, they just hate the idea of women being housewives or women being stay-at-home moms because they think that's oppression. People.
No, that's just.
if you look at statistics, women were a lot happier before feminism than they are now. Like women's overall happiness has dropped like 60% since the start of feminism. So it's just feminism has never been, it started out as a good movement, but then it got corrupted and it got fucked over,
Yeah.
And in the process of doing that, they have screwed over relationships. They have flipped the gender roles where men act like women and women act like men. And the nuclear family is almost non-existent now. And that is a huge problem in our society.
Yeah.
I want that traditional family. I want a housewife. I want her to stay with the kids because I know how important that is. When I was
you actually plan to get married?
Do I want to get married?
Do you actually plan to?
Eventually, yeah.
Hopefully you'll find the right woman.
I have no problem with that. But I'm just, it's just society today is just so fucked up, and it's because of, unfortunately, the millennials, my generation, and the Gen Xers,
yeah,
and they fucked us over. So it's going to have to be your generation that has to fix this problem. It's your generation that has to, move society and culture back, and it's just, you see, like I can understand a lot of fear that men have about getting married. It's not without its flaws.
Yeah, especially how messed up relationships are. I mean, a guy could want to date this girl because he thinks that she's hot, but then it turns out that she's a spoiled bitch, and then his life becomes hell.
Well, see, but I think it's a judge of character, because I've never been with a woman that's been like that before. All the girls that I've ever been with have always been sweet, demure females. They never been, rude or bossy or anything like that. I have dated a few European women, but I have dated women here in the States and locally too. But still, they never been, like that. And I think it's just a judge of character. And I think that, in today's society, like I said, feminism has flipped the gender roles upside down. Women act more like men and men act more like women. And that's such a big problem in our society. And with that, you're going to have massive divorce statistics. You're going to have massive relationship problems because men and women aren't there in their natural state. A man isn't supposed to be feminine. He's not supposed to be, weak or anything like that. Because to be masculine, to be a man, is to be, hard and tough and, strict, and, he's the law in the house, and the woman is, the nurturer and the carer. That's where we are supposed to be naturally and biologically. And then if you look at other animal kingdoms, right? If you look at lions or gorillas or anything like that, the males are always the protector and providers of the family, right? Of the family group.
Yeah. And I heard, unfortunately, some male lions actually killed the cubs.
When they take over the pride, yeah.
Yeah.
And, like I wouldn't want to get with a woman that has kids because let's say you get with a woman, she has 3 kids, right? And you get married to her.
Yeah.
And you cannot, mate with that woman because she might not want to have any more kids because she's already had 3 kids.
Yeah.
So now you have to take care of some other man's kid. I disagree with that heavily. You as a man should be able to have your own children. Not
if you want to.
If you want to. But if you want to, you should be able to have your own, not take care of some other guys. And society, it's just, our society is so fucked up, and it's just, how do we fix it? How do we change it for the better?
Well, hopefully my generation will be able to find that out.
Well, statistics come out and saying that your generation is a lot more accepting of traditional roles and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm accepting of other things, like how I'm just accepting of how people want to be, unless it's something like abuse or terrorism, any of that.
Well, I mean, if you know, like like I said, I agree with traditionalism. You know, I believe traditional family, the nuclear family, is the pillar of one society. And I think if we don't have that, then what do we have? You know, we have feminism, who is, you know, saying that all men are evil and that all men are just rapists and whatnot. And then you have MGTOW on the other hand. I don't know if you ever heard about them. Yeah, you have MGTOW on the other hand, who I agree with some of their points. You know, I agree with, you know, you shouldn't raise another man's kid. You know, the divorce courts are fucked over, you know, and men get screwed over a lot. I agree with that, you know, but their solution to that problem is just rolling over and play dead. You know, opt out of society, just leave completely. You know, that's not how you do it. You know, if you look at the refugees, they left their society, and how good is that going to do for them? You know, what we need to do is change society, force it to change. You know, your generation is going to be more traditional than my generation, which thank God for that.
Yeah, and speaking of like how feminism, like society, I just also hate how they are also trying to make beauty standards so much different than it is now.
Well, see, but that's another thing that can be explained by biology. You know, men are visual creatures. Women are more psychological. Men are more visual. You know, a man has to look at a female, you know, and see if she's if you like talk at it like an animal, like, okay, like let me give you an example. If you get a male lion, and you know, if he looks at another female lion and he sees that she is, you know, primed for, you know, mating and to produce healthy offspring, then she's going to be very attracted to him. In humans, you know, it's, you know, fat chicks are not, you know, the optimal of childbearing possibilities, you know, and it could be said about the same thing on the other side. You know, there's a reason why women date tall men. You know, it's a biological feature. You know, it's not patriarchy or gynocentrism.
That's just a normal thing. Like men and women, like women date people that are taller than men that are taller than they are.
Right, because it shows that, you know, it might not be, you know, it might not be true, but you know, a taller man in her subconscious says, you know, he can protect, he can provide, he has good genes for good offspring. You know, if you say it as if like we're animals, then it makes a lot more sense. You know, and that's what humans are. If you really think about it, we're just animals. You know, we're mammals. You know, we breed, we eat, we fuck, we shit, we die. You know, and you know, feminism and MGTOW are the opposite side of the same coin, in my opinion. I think that MGTOW has potential to get some stuff changed in a good way. But then the negative side is that they grow into feminism. They start bitching about, you know, how white women are evil, or how, you know, women are destroying society and women are evil and you should stay away from them. And this is, feminism has done enough when it comes to splitting the genders apart. And we don't need another group that's going to do the exact same, you know?
Yeah. And I was just also to say, like, I just, especially with the whole, like, change beauty standards things, like, it's just like, okay, so you want male teenagers to look at fat female porn, which I think porn is already disgusting enough, but fat people porn.
But see, that's another thing that feminism does.
Yeah.
It wants to change beauty standards. It wants to make you believe that, you know, you're wrong for liking the attractive girl or the feminine girl. You're supposed to like you're supposed to like the fat, you know, Tess Holiday, Lena Dunham characters of the world. And then on the opposite side of it, MGTOW, you know, they blame women for not liking short guys. You know, they blame women for, you know, dating dominant men. And it's just, it's literally the same thing, you know.
Yeah.
And you can't change it because it is a biological feature that we all have inherent in us as animals, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, man, I gotta go take a shower. So
okay, so silence or leave.
I'm just gonna end the live stream, and it's been amazing talking to you, and I had fun. Maybe we can do it another time.
Yeah.
All right, man. It's been good talking to you, Seth.
Good talking to you too, Chris.
Bye.